What's up everybody, today we're doing something different. I wanted to make a video showcasing my golfing progress using the single plane swing, which is modeled after Moe Norman and taught by Todd Graves. My golf journey started March of 2023 and I was shooting well over 100 using the conventional golf swing that I had learned as a teenager playing pitch and putt with my dad. I actually had a fairly decent iron game, but I couldn't hit my longer clubs to save my life even after taking a couple lessons. So like most people, I went down a rabbit hole of golf training aids and YouTube videos that promise to make you a pro overnight. However, that unfortunately is not the case. Around June of 2023, I came across a few videos of Moe Norman, arguably one of the straightest golf ball strikers that have ever lived. While his swing looked odd and very rigid compared to how most golfers swing the club, it is more simplistic and easier to repeat. So for 1 year, I taught myself the single plane swing using Todd Graves' videos, and I progressively started to lower my score month after month. Do I still hit bad shots from time to time? Of course, and here's a good example of that on the first tee shot. Do like an 8 iron in to lay it up. Now even though I don't always hit the ball dead straight every time like Mo, I do keep the ball in play now and rarely lose a ball compared to when I first started playing golf. Okay. A little further out to the right than I wanted, but should be all right. I still got about 155 in. I'm gonna go 8, just because I don't want to go too long. This shot starts overdrawing on me and ends up in the bunker. My bunker shots are a little inconsistent. I usually could get them out, however, I'm not always good at distance control. As you can see here, the ball doesn't quite make it to the green. Thankfully, on this next shot, I almost chip it in, leaving me with a tap-in bogey. In the hole. Woo. All right, tap-in bogey. Let's go. The second hole is a par 3, and my camera gets messed up so I didn't capture the tee shot, but it landed about 35 feet short of the pin, safe in the middle of the green. I also don't have a clip of my first putt, however you do see my putting process, which is me pacing off the distance and using my feet to help determine the slope along with what I visually see. What I learned in the past year was becoming a better ball striker was only half the battle. To really get low scores, I need to work on my short game as well. I started using aim point putting and I learned how to control the distance of my putts, which has helped me drop strokes off my scorecard. From 35 feet, all I really want to do is get the ball about 3 feet from the hole, which gives me the best odds of 2-putting. Here I fell a few feet short of my 3-foot zone, however I was still able to make par. One of the reasons I decided to film myself is because even though the single plane swing works great, it is easy to revert to my old swing habits. As I take my practice swings, I stay low through the swing with my lead leg bent, which is what I want to do for my swing style. However, when I hit the ball, I realize that I start extending my front leg during impact position. While it doesn't affect me on this hole, this breakdown in my swing technique will start to catch up to me as it will cause me to thin a few shots later on. All right, box that out to the right a little bit, but that's okay. Should be a chip and a putt. I'm a little too soft with it. I need to go a little bit more. Just trying to get it up over that ridge, but it is what it is. This pin position is sitting on a ridge, so chipping it close without rolling down either side is pretty difficult. I couldn't get this one to drop for par, so I'll have to settle for a bogey. Another par 4 here, and I'm aiming up the right because the driver I'm using usually goes straight or has a baby draw. All right, so I aimed that a little to the right because I was expecting a little draw. It actually ended up fading just a tad. Actually, just pretty much went straight, and it's on the right side of the fairway. For my approach shot, I chose a club that would be pin high or just short a few yards because I knew I wanted to be putting uphill, and all the danger was long on this hole. Course management is another element of my game that I started to take seriously to help my odds of scoring better as well. On my quest for more distance, I got fitted with a second driver that could get me another 25 yards over my other driver. However, I do lose accuracy if I'm not careful. It typically fades to the right as seen here on this tee shot. I ended up in the first cut of the rough, so it was fine to hit out of. However, I was misaligned, so instead of going left of the trees, I went through them and luckily ended up next to the green. I chipped this one pretty close, however I had a considerable amount of side slope to try and read, and unfortunately I have to settle for a 2-putt bogey. My front leg extended during impact, which is what I don't want, so I end up thinning this shot out to the right of the green. You see, some people may try a new swing and say it doesn't work for them. However, until you film yourself, your feel for that swing may not actually be matching what is happening for real. The single plane swing follows a model, so it's easier for me to diagnose what part of the swing I might be doing incorrectly. I'm using my 5-wood off the tee, which puts me in a perfect position even if my shot had drifted offline left or right by 20 yards. I learned to not always pull out the driver because to get low scores you want to find the widest part of the fairway that will keep you in play when you hit a bad shot. The fairway is pretty narrow and you have tree trouble on both sides, so a slice or a hook can really blow up this hole. Now, even though I had a safe plan, it could get ruined by a mishit like this, but thankfully we skipped out of the bunker and ended up in the back of the green. Alright, so this is a long one for birdie. So my goal is just to lag it up there and make it easy par. So let me go pace it out. Along with aim-point putting, I love doing the north, south, east, west drill at approximately 6 feet or 2 paces away from the pin. This practice really helped build my confidence when my putts don't fall within easy tap-in range. Now this next par 3 pin is in the middle of the green, which for us amateurs we should be aiming for anyways, regardless of where the pin is. It only increases our odds of making a green in regulation and staying clear of danger. I picked the right line for this birdie attempt, but the ball ran out of steam. This hole can get tricky with the waist area out to the right if you go long, so you want to hug the left side of the fairway. I opted again to use my 5-wood, which I hit my line and go down the center of the fairway. I got 15 feet for birdie. Probably could have clubbed down, got a little closer with my 60-degree, but I'd rather play it safe and get over those bunkers. So let's go try and tap in a birdie, otherwise it should be easy par. I don't get this birdie to drop this time, but if I keep getting greens in regulation, I am bound to make one eventually. Honestly, I'm just happy to complete the front 9 with no major blow-up holes on the scorecard yet, but we still have another 9 to go. Hole 10 is a difficult par 3 with bunkers guarding both sides, a heavily sloped green, and really your best place to miss is short of the green. I unfortunately end up in a greenside bunker and just barely get it out for a long par putt attempt. I do a good job getting it close for an easy bogey. The 11th hole has water running down the right side of the fairway that is hidden by the trees, so I like to aim towards the left side of the fairway, which I did here. However, the ball goes too far left into the rough. This is a safe place to miss off the tee because anything far right most surely ends up in the water. Caught that a little thin. I didn't get, because of the lie, I didn't get low enough, or a little bad form, but it drew straight at the pin. I think it went a little past it. This next hole is a par 5, and I pipe one right down the middle, dead straight, almost too good that it comes very close to the fairway bunker. Having such a good tee shot and a clear line to the green, I decided to try and get there in 2. This second shot with my 3-wood was a little thin, however it's going to work out with a low ball flight that rolls up onto the green about pin high. All my patience has paid off as I'm finally staring down to look for eagle. This green has about 3 degrees of slope, and I'm roughly 20 feet away. I pick my line, and now I'm just measuring out my backstroke to gauge distance. My ball rolled about an inch away from the hole on the high side for an eagle, so freaking close, but I finally make a tap-in birdie. The 13th hole is the hardest hole in the course, with bunkers on all 4 sides of the hole, and my tee shot leaked out to the right just a little bit, but not in a bad position. Oh man, that was rolling a lot farther than I thought. I kept it low to stay underneath this tree, and it just stopped short of that bunker by like a foot. Maybe I should have clubbed down a little bit more.
Bruh.
This chip shot was me trying to get close to the pin instead of just playing it safe and getting over the bunker. I ended up paying the price, and now I have to hit it out of the bunker, giving me a long putt. From birdie to double bogey, this is why I love this game. It will humble you real quick. On the 14th, I really want to get some distance, and I already planned out my miss area, so I pulled my inconsistent driver. I ended up slicing it, however, because I did my homework, the ball landed near the 15th hole tee box, which is just a 7-iron into the green from there. I thinned my approach shot, so the ball rolls off the back of the green, unfortunately. My chip shot goes a little long, and I unfortunately hammered my putt a little too hard, causing a lip out. This is the longest par 3 of the course, and I opt to use my 7-wood, which is one of my favorite clubs. The wind has been picking up on these last few holes, which may have caused the ball to drift left on me. I didn't quite chip this one as close as I would like, however the green is very flat. I've sunk a 30-foot putt on this green before, so I was not nervous about making a 5-footer, which I get to drop here. This first tee shot ends up slicing onto the fairway where a group was playing and another group was about to tee off. I also had people behind me with carts, so I didn't want to hold up the pace of play. I ended up taking a provisional ball just in case I was unable to play my first ball. The second shot rolls across the cart path and into the first cut. To save time, I end up taking a penalty stroke and playing my provisional ball. I misaim my approach shot, which barely makes it through the trees and kicks out on the right side of the green. The golf gods are definitely my favorite today. I got through, went right, and I got through. Should be next to the green or on the fringe of the green, hopefully. I gave this downhill slope too much respect and came up short with my chip shot. Maybe that one just too much got afraid of the downhill. Thought it was gonna be a lot faster, but it's not. I ended up 2-putting this one for my second double bogey on the scorecard. The thing with golf is you have to get out of your own head, reset, and just move on to the next hole. The 17th hole is a par 3, and my bad shot lands just right of the green but short of the bunker. Thought that was gonna draw more, but did not. Unfortunately, I thinned my chip shot so it runs out too far down the slope. My goal now is just to lag it up and walk away with a bogey.
No break. I sit down and played it outside and didn't do anything.
I put those last 2 holes behind me, and on the 18th, I start off strong by striping the last drive of the day right down the middle of the fairway. On my next shot, I just want to try and lay up with a 7-wood, however, old habits die hard. I extended my front leg and didn't stay low through my swing, causing me to top my 7-wood. Fortunately, it worked out though with only 100 yards left to the pin. I land this one pin high and 2-putt to make par, ending the game with an even 80. Now I'm not sure if it's the amount that I practice, using the single plane swing, or a combination of both, but I do see my golf progression to be quicker than other people, including fellow content creators that chose to stick with a conventional golf swing. While I still need to correct my inconsistencies with my swing, it has made the game much more enjoyable and rewarding as I continue to improve. So hopefully this video helps you guys out if you're interested in the single plane swing or golf in general. There's other tips in this video besides just my swing style. So yeah, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.